Hi all, welcome to my Let's Play of WWE Smackdown Shut Your Mouth Part 13. We're already halfway through July here, and working on my way to that WWE Undisputed title match. And once again, I get to face Albert. Oh boy. To start off, I'd like to say I'm sorry for a little bit of a delay here. I've been a little under the weather lately. You might still hear that a little in my voice. I don't think I'm better yet, but I think I'm starting to get somewhere. I might be anyway. Just to be safe, I'm gonna record a few things tonight. Or today. Start things off here, we got Brock, I don't know how I'd describe that. He's surprised, I guess. What do I have to answer to him? Well, looks like I'm going to have to kick his ass instead of yours. So bye, Brock. I hope I can keep this commentary going. But anyway, backstage, I found The Rock. So I'm excited to see what he's going to say to me. You can tell only me about this. What if he betrayed me and became my opponent? It turns out I'm just getting pranked by The Rock. And this isn't something specific to The Rock, this is a stock thing. It happens once or twice more. I know the next guy it happens to me with. You might get a kick out of that when it comes to it. But anyway, given that I'm facing Albert again, I'm not going to bother going through the entrances. There's no point, right? I mean, last time I beat Albert, it was a pretty damn short match. So what have I got to say about Albert? Well, I can say that I was never the biggest Albert fan, but I never hated him either. He had a better run as a A-Train, which started in 2003. There really wasn't much different about him, though. Excuse me. But he got injured and then left in 2004, and he went to Japan for a while and did a lot of good wrestling and working there. Now he's back in the WWE as Tensai, where honestly he kind of failed a little bit because people thought it was still really easy to tell that he was still Albert and he was still A-Train. Oh well, shit happens though, you know. He went to team with Brodus Clay for a while, and now that that's over, I think he's working more towards a commentary position, which is interesting, but it's not the first thing I would have thought of for Albert. But anyway, I don't have a lot to say about him here. Oh, there's the sharpshooter. Is that going to be enough to do it? Not this time. This match isn't too long either. It's longer than the last match, and he does get some good offense in, but otherwise I still do beat him. Spoilers. It's not often that I lose a match. I mean, I've only lost one match so far, haven't I? Like, that was the tag team match I had where I was teaming with Maven. I think there's a lot of matches to go through, and I might have forgotten one that I thought happens later and all that. Anyway, Elimination Chamber's come and gone. We're back in the real world. I mean, not back in the game world. Back in 2014, not 2002. And everything went about how I expected it to. There was not a lot to say there. It was pretty predictable, and it wasn't a bad show. I was a little disappointed with the Elimination Chamber match itself, but not because Bryan didn't win. I know there's a lot of people who are upset about that. My issue with the match is nothing really happened. I mean, Sheamus put on a damn good show, and I knew he would. It's Sheamus. The guy is one of the most underrated guys in the WWE right now. I think so, anyway. People are always shitting on him everywhere I see, and it's like, really? Sheamus is great. Look, I'll admit, when they were doing that 1-800-FELLA stuff, that was pretty damn stupid. That was going a little too far. But right now, I'm completely fine with what he's doing. I mean, he's facing Christian. I hope it looks like he's going to be facing Christian at WrestleMania anyway. I'm hoping he pulls off a win there. Christian doesn't need it, especially if the rumors about him retiring are true. But yeah, as for the Elimination Chamber itself, everything kind of predictably happened. I mean, what am I doing here? Oh, powerbomb! Oh, I forgot I had that. Yeah, that one hurt. Oh, I should have just pinned him there. Nah, we're gonna make him tap out. Dragon Sleeper. Or nope, triangle hold. Triangle hold. That one's the triangle hold, the other one's the Dragon Sleeper. Not thinking. But yes, I beat Albert again. Second time in like 3 weeks. I don't think I see him again for a while. If at all. He's pretty low on the card. And you know, this game, it has one of the same problems that Here Comes the Pain does, but only to a lesser extent. Here Comes the Pain, it's really bad. But in the season mode, you're gonna find that there's only gonna be a few people at the top, and everyone else is gonna be really low. They'll have really low superstar points or whatever they're called. And I mean, it's not so bad in this game. It's usually a lot more balanced and distributed, but in Here Comes the Pain, it's basically going to be, if you're on, assuming you didn't play with the rosters, on Raw, it's going to be Triple H, Goldberg, Steve Austin, and The Rock all on top, and everyone else is going to be a jobber, pretty much. I'm not kidding. And on SmackDown, it'll be Kurt Angle, The Undertaker, and Brock Lesnar. Same idea. And that's one of the reasons I really don't like playing through Here Comes the Pain story mode multiple times, because it really starts to show when you have guys like Chris Jericho and Edge opening on Heat. Anyway, today I found Chuck, an old rival of mine, who fought with me over Stacy Keibler, if you can remember that, back on my days on Heat. I don't think he has much to say. What's up? He says, what's up, and those are the answers I get. Yeah, I wish I could punch you in the face. Okay, well, let's just get on with my match here. Wow. Table Tornado 6-man tag. That's a pretty big one. Who's going to win? William Regal puts Orton through the table. Anyway, I'm teaming up with Devon to take on Christian and Chris Jericho. Now, Jericho being the undisputed champion, so, you know, of course I'm going to be taking him on. And that'll be at Vengeance. But Devon as my tag team partner, that's a little strange and iffy, you know. But it means we get to see some new entrances here. We get to see Devon in his pointless Reverend gimmick when they split up the Dudley Boys, and they split up a lot of tag teams in the draft, and most of them didn't last. I'm pretty sure the only tag team that split up that lasts, you know what, I don't even know if the Hardys split up through the draft. They might have still been teaming for a while. But yeah, the Dudley Boys got back together, the APA got back together. And eventually the Hardys split up. Jeff faded into obscurity until he came back and became insanely popular. Like, insanely. He was arguably the biggest guy in the company around 2009. And Matt, he went on to have some success. He never got as big as his brother, but, you know, his brother got to the level of success he did. I'm stumbling over my words. But Jeff got to where he was because he was such a daredevil, and people liked seeing that. Now, nowadays, it's nothing special to see someone jump off the rafters. Well, actually, no, nowadays it would be. Maybe like 4 years ago it wouldn't have been, but nowadays you don't see it too often. Anyway, let's go back onto Elimination Chamber there. Like I said, most of what happened, and I predicted it pretty well. The Chamber match itself, Sheamus impressed me. Cesaro impressed me a bit, but I expected him to do a lot more in the match. I expected him to eliminate someone. Christian, I was actually really surprised Christian eliminated Sheamus. I thought Christian would have been the first guy out. Like, he just would have been gone, just like that. I knew the final three would be Cena, Bryan, and Orton, and I was pretty sure the Wyatts would get involved and eliminate Cena. I knew Orton was going to win in the end, but, you know, there was a moment there. When Bryan kicked out of the RKO, I thought he was actually going to win. It was a really good match right near the end. It was basically, it started good, it ended good, the middle was kind of so-so. That's how I'd put it. Anyway, we got some new opponents here today. We got a new opponent and a new partner today. Devon Dudley and Chris Jericho. Now Jericho is, well, this is how he puts it, he is the best in the world at what he does. And, you know, it's hard to deny it. The guy is a great talker, he is a great wrestler, he has lots of charisma, he can do just about anything he wants. He's amazing. I'll leave it at that. There's a reason he is held in such high regard in the wrestling business. I will admit, though, he has a huge ego. And, like, he loves hearing himself talk. It's not so bad. It's not as bad in cases like, oh dear, that's gonna hurt. But it's not so bad in some cases. Some people are much worse when it comes to their ego in the wrestling business, but it is there for Jericho. I will say, though, that when people get on CM Punk's case about having an ego, that's not the thing I'd get on CM Punk's case for, because a lot of people have those huge egos. People that everyone likes, like Chris Jericho, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, like The Rock. Although I think The Rock might have humbled up a little bit by now. So let's go on to CM Punk there. Rumor has it that he's quit the WWE. And it's, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what to say. He might have, he might not have. No one knows right now. It's pointing to that he has. I mean, they're not mentioning him at all, and he hasn't appeared at all either. Anyway, this match hasn't been going so well for me. I've been getting my ass kicked by these two. In fact, I think I might actually lose this match. I'm not too sure. I can't remember. But let's let Devon take control here. Get off of CM Punk, because, you know, like I said, I don't know what to say. He might have quit, he might not have. If he did, it's kind of a loss. I mean, Punk was a great guy. He was very entertaining to watch. He had his ego, and he was a bit of a whiner and a bit of a complainer. But, you know, so are so many people. Look at Shawn Michaels, and look at all the praise he gets, but, you know, go look up the shit about him losing his smile. It's not much different than CM Punk walking out. And hell, Stone Cold Steve Austin walked out of the company in 2002. He did the exact same thing that Punk did. And very few people bat an eye at it. You can't be hypocritical like that when it's coming to this shit. You gotta call a spade a spade. I mean, it doesn't matter if you like CM Punk, it doesn't matter if you like Steve Austin more. They both did what they did. Anyway, let's I've talked about Jericho a bit. One thing I did forget to mention, I'm actually surprised he didn't come back earlier this year. Usually he makes his return in early January. Oh, got the complete shot on him. Will that be enough? Nah, Christian's probably going to come break it up. No, Jericho kicked out. And now he's got a finisher. Oh, this could be bad. Now it could be a cocky piece of shit. I hate that pin. But Devon, I've talked about the Dudleys a little bit, and I will always say I don't like Devon nearly as much as I like Bubba or Spike. I do believe I lose this match right here. I believe I tap out to the walls of Jericho. Oh, maybe I don't because the ref was down. Or do I get pinned? Come on, Devon, get in the ring. Get in the ring. Wow, this is actually pretty intense. I didn't notice the ref was down there, and I don't think I noticed it the first time either. I thought I actually was going to lose this match. And you know, that would be something going into the pay-per-view after losing to the champion. Something about taunts in this game, and I don't know how many games this carried over into, but when you taunt, you get stamina. In this game, though, when you taunt, you get that stamina at the beginning of the taunt, and then you can just cancel out of the taunt and walk around and continue on with things. And that's an insanely cheap way to build up your stamina. Now, in later games, I know at least in the current games, you have to let the taunt go through all the way, and you can't cancel out of a taunt before you get the stamina. Which is the way it should be. I mean, it definitely should be that way. Now, Devon may have a finisher, but unless your person has a finisher that is done from the front in a groggy position or from on the ground, there's a good chance that your AI partner is not going to do his finisher. In Devon's case, he has the saving grace and a neckbreaker. The neckbreaker has to be done with the opponent facing the turnbuckle. And the saving grace, it has to be behind, you have to be behind a groggy opponent. And it's kind of hard to pull off. Although, I'd say the hardest moves to pull off in this game are diving moves to a standing opponent. And the reason that is because the opponent has to be groggy if they're standing. The easiest way to do that is to have your character equipped with the move on the top rope, or it might be clotheslining on the top rope. When you whip an opponent into the turnbuckle, and assuming their back is against it, you do a running move. Like, this is a running move toward... It's a running move to an opponent who is leaned up against the turnbuckle. And the way it works is you'll do your standard turnbuckle clothesline to your opponent. Devon, get in the ring, break it up, Devon! Sorry, getting into the moment again. But like I said, you'll do the turnbuckle clothesline, and then your opponent will stagger off groggily, and you will get on the top rope. That is the easiest way to do a diving move to a standing opponent as a finisher. Okay, that's 2 complete shots I've nailed him with. Come on, oh no, he pushed me into the ropes. Now this is a main event quality match. This is definitely a great match here. And, you know, tag team matches can be hard that way. The easiest way to win a tag team match is to let your opponent try to pin... Oh, well, the easiest way to win is through submission. And it's harder to do a submission move to Jericho, because I'm pretty sure he has a pretty high technical stat. But the other easy way, if you don't have any submission moves in your arsenal, or if you don't have a submission finisher, is to let your opponent try to get the pin. And then while your opponent's doing that, you can easily deal with your opponent's partner. Anyway, am I the legal man here? Yeah, I am. It's coming to an end pretty soon here. I'm getting to the end of the video. Oh no, oh no! And I don't know what happened here. Devon just went and stood outside the ring. I don't know why. But yeah, I think that's it. Yep, I tapped out. I couldn't do it. The champion beat me, but we still have the big championship match at Vengeance. Will I be able to get my vengeance there? It's an aptly titled pay-per-view name. You know, something else I kind of forgot to mention here. Christian and Chris Jericho were a tag team for a while. It happened in 2003, not in 2002, but they did team up together. Anyway, Vengeance in Part 14. I will see you all then.